Welcome to Healthy with Chelsea. This will be a Fletcher Pilates Matwork class, appropriate for a beginner or intermediate student, depending on fitness level. If there's anything that you need to adapt, please feel free. You're joining at your own risk. We'll start with the feet right together or as close as you're able to get them. It doesn't work for everyone's bone structure. We want to try to feel like our heel and the ball of the foot under the big toe and under the two smallest toes are connected onto the floor. Then we want to feel like we have magnets in between our ankles, above our knees, high up in the inner thighs, squeezing the legs together, like our pelvis is bolted side to side and front to back. We'll start with breathing in through the nose and out through a narrowed mouth. On the inhale, we're trying to expand the ribcage three-dimensionally. And on the exhale, you can think about engaging into the core. Continuing with that breath, as long as it's not making you dizzy, we'll inhale to the ball of one foot and exhale down, alternating sides. Push the heel down like you're squishing something under it. Keep half your weight on your foot as it comes onto the ball of the foot. And no shifting around in the hips. Then let's try to balance a little bit. From the ball of the foot, point the foot, pushing off the toes, back to the ball of the foot, and push the heel down. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Last one each side. Then let's inhale the shoulders up, exhale them down slowly. You can imagine that you have pockets on your upper back and you're putting your shoulder blades into the pockets, engaging the muscles around the shoulder blades rather than dropping the shoulders down. Let's keep them down. Then we're going to plie, bending the knees as we bring our arms up to a V. Stretch the knees and push the arms down. So in a plie, we are not sending our pelvis back like we do with a squat. Squats are great, it's a different thing. Here it's like our pelvis is on an elevator and our knees just bend slightly forward. Our heels stay on the floor. Here, as you're stretching the knees, push down with the arms and feel the top of the head going up to the sky. The 3 foot centers connecting down through the floor. The legs squeezing together or towards each other. And see if you can find the back of the thighs as you straighten the legs and engage the glutes at the top. Last time. And then let's turn the head, alternating sides. Inhale, turn, exhale, center. Isolating just the head and neck, not getting into the torso. Last time. Then let's differentiate between that and involving the torso. Let's go fingertips on the shoulders. Keep your hips straight forward and twist from the waist up. Squeezing through the obliques. One more each side. Rest the arms. And let's have the chin go down toward the chest and center, and gently up and back with the chin and center. When you're taking the chin up and back, imagine there's a grapefruit at the back of the neck. You're going up and over. Again, isolating just the head and the neck moving. Then let's add the upper back. So we'll inhale to round the upper back just until around the bra line area. Exhale to center, and then inhale to open the sternum. You can have your palms forward and exhale to center. So from below the bra line, staying totally still as much as possible. Last one, tilting the head. Last time, and then bending at the waist. One more each side. And then let's add arms to that. Bring one arm up, the rounded elbows, bend at the waist, not pushing the hip out to the side. And then we'll do a little pulse here, opening at the waist slightly. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, reach, exhale over to the other side, and pulse. Inhale, back to center, and rest the arms down. Let's come onto the mat, and we can either roll down through the spine, rounding it, flexing it. If you have osteoporosis, then you can keep a flat back to make your way down. So the flat back's gonna look more like this, hinging at the hips. And if you're rolling down, start with the head, neck, shoulders relaxing, and going through each vertebrae of the spine. Make your way down to your hands and knees. If it doesn't bother your wrists, really spread the fingers out. If needed, you could make fists instead. Knees under the hips, legs together if possible, shoulders over the wrists. Pull the abdominals into the spine to keep it stable. We'll take our opposite arm and leg out to the fingers and toes. Try not to change anything in your pelvis, your back. Exhale, lift them up. Inhale and exhale to hold if possible. Inhale to the fingertips and exhale to come back in, alternating sides. Lifting from the glutes and hamstrings for the leg, not by arching the back. If you're finding this to be too much, you can try just the arm and just the leg separately. Once more each side, so you're even on each side. And bring yourself around onto your back. Knees bent, feet on the mat, arms by your sides. And we'll just do some pelvic tilts to start. You're trying to tuck the tailbone and feel like you're scooping out the lowest area of the abdominals. And then roll the tailbone in the other direction. So your lower back might come up off the floor, but don't force it up. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, roll the tip of the tailbone towards the floor. And rest. Let's just check in with how to engage the transverse abs, that lowest area. So if you find the most pointy part of the hip bone in front, go down and in from there, squishy belly, and try clearing your throat. And hopefully you feel that tense up as you do that with your fingers. And we're gonna try to keep that engagement. Arms down by your sides. One leg to tabletop and then the other. If possible, have your legs right together. Knees over the crease of the hip, not in close to the chest. Shins parallel to the ceiling. Flex the feet. Inhale, one leg down and out. Exhale, return to tabletop. Inhale, the other leg down and out. Exhale, return to tabletop. Watch out for the knee coming in, the opposite one to the one going down. Really just move one leg at a time. And the knee stays bent the same amount, and we move the leg out from the hip. We want to feel this in those transverse abs. If you feel it in your lower back, come back down. Think about that tucking under feeling and try it again, see if that helps. Gentle tap with the heel, or just don't even touch, not smashing it into the floor. One more each side till you're even. And feet down to the mat. Then we're going to come into the upper curve, so we're working more into the upper back. To avoid feeling the work in the neck, avoid leaving the chin hanging back, avoid squeezing it down really hard to the neck. We're going to inhale to gently nod the chin down. Exhale, rolling up just until the shoulder blades are off the floor, arms off the floor a little bit. Inhale and exhale to roll back down. And resting down, engage the transverse abs, bring one leg to tabletop and then the other. If you're able to, bring your legs up, straightening the knees. Inhale, flex the feet, exhale, point. Keeping the legs together if you can, leg magnets squeezing together. Keep the feet pointed, come back to tabletop. Hold the tabletop position and we'll go up and down with the upper curve. straighten the knees, bringing them up, feet pointed. Flex the feet, pretend there's something under the heels that you're pushing down so the hamstrings work to go to tabletop, and straighten the knees, point the feet using the quads right above the knees in front to straighten. Transverse abs still working as well. One more. And then rest the feet down to the mat. Feet in close to the glutes. You can either have your feet and knees glued together, that's going to be a bit harder, or slightly apart. We're going to come into a pelvic press. Most of our back is going to come up off the floor, and when that happens, a lot of the time our knees tend to go away from each other. So having them touching is helpful to know that they're going apart, but they can be a little bit apart, and it'll probably make it a bit easier to come up. You could use a small ball or a block on a thin side of it in between the knees to squeeze to make sure, but you can probably also see it, so we just need to think about those leg magnets even if our legs aren't touching. Push your shoulder blades, your arms and palms into the floor beside your body. Feel like you're standing on those as well as the 3 foot centers. Tuck the tailbone, scoop the transverse abs. Begin to peel away from the floor with the tailbone, glutes engaging. Trying to go through one vertebrae at a time in the spine. Hamstrings engaging to come up to a straight line from knees to shoulders. We won't arch the back to come up higher. We won't put weight onto our head. Soften the sternum, bringing one rib down at a time, one vertebrae down at a time. Scoop the transverse abs and lengthen out the tailbone. 2 full breaths up, 3 full breaths down. We are articulating through the spine, but we're not using muscles in the back to bring our hips up higher. The muscular work is all in those glutes and hamstrings and inner thighs to prevent the knees from going out away from each other. One more. Engage the transverse abs, one leg to tabletop and then the other. Come into your upper curve, gently nodding the chin, rolling up. Extend the left leg and bring the right leg in closer, holding on to it with the hands. Inhale and exhale to switch sides. One more each side. Back to tabletop and roll down, feet down. Lengthen the legs out on the mat. Arms up above the head on the floor if that's comfortable for you. We'll inhale, reach the arms and legs out. If your arms don't rest onto the floor, when you exhale, bring them in towards the body.
If they do rest there, you can just keep them up, but stop reaching and let them rest onto the floor. Bring the arms down again. Bend the knees with the feet on the mat. We're gonna come into scissors next, which is going to be very similar to the last one, the last ab one we were doing, called single leg stretch, except this time we're gonna have both legs straight if that's possible. If you can't reach up to the calf, then you can hold the thigh. We'll try not to hold right on the knee because that might just make it want to bend in toward the body even more. We start the same way with the transverse abs, one leg to tabletop and then the other. Inhale, nod the chin, exhale, upper curve, straightening the knees, lower the left leg, hold on to the right leg, inhale and exhale to switch. Last one, come back up, back to tabletop, roll down. Turn onto one side and bring your elbow and hip close to the back of your mat with your feet close to the front of your mat with the knees straight, elbow under shoulder. Here we're trying to pull our rib cage up away from the mat a little bit like a side plank without lifting the hip. And let's try not to have that pulling up cause our top leg to go out. Bolt through the pelvis, so our pelvis, knees, and feet are stacked. And we're still trying to lift the rib cage up. You're gonna have your top fingertips down or hand behind the head. We're gonna move the top leg, try to maintain that side lifting up. We'll take it forward. Inhale, inhale, little pulse in the hip. Exhale, point the foot and sweep it back with the glutes and hamstrings, keeping the pelvis bolted. Flex, flex, point. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Take it back from the glutes and hamstrings. Keep the pelvis bolted, not let it roll back. One more. Stack the legs. Take it over to the other side. Elbow under shoulder. Pull the ribcage away from the floor. Choose your option with the top arm. Hips, knees, and feet stacked. Top leg forward. Inhale, inhale, exhale, back. Flex, flex, and point. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Take it back from glutes and hamstrings. Keep the pelvis bolted. One more time. Stack the legs. Come on to the belly. We're going to come into swan. From above, our arms would look like a W. Shoulder blades connected onto the back, elbows close to your sides, and your hands farther away from the body. Forehead is going to be on the mat. I'll just keep my head up for now so you can hear me. Tuck the tailbone with your glutes engaged, transverse abs pulling into the spine, leg magnets. Your legs might not touch, but squeeze them towards each other. Imagine you have a marble in front of your nose. You're going to roll forward, gently lifting the head, working the muscles along the spine in the neck, in the upper back. You could stop here or take another inhale and exhale for your arms to help you come up more. 1 or 2 breaths to come back down. Sequentially through the spine. On the first breath up, only use the back, not the arms. We're initiating with the head, energy out the top of the head, but we're not going to take our head back super far. Don't feel like the front of your neck is getting a big stretch. If this arm position is an issue for any reason, like a shoulder injury, you can also have your arms down by your sides with the palms up. Keep the shoulders up off the floor. When you lift up, the arms can come off, the hands can come off, and then the hands can reconnect when you come down, but try to keep the shoulders off the floor. One more. Bring your hands under your shoulders to press yourself up to the knees. If you like, maybe taking the knees a bit farther apart and press the hips back and down to a rest position. Forehead to the mat if you can. Breathing into the back. Come up to the hands and knees. A little bit of space between the legs. Tuck the toes. Hips up, maybe stepping farther back to up stretch. Gently opening the armpit area without popping the ribs forward. Heels reaching for the floor. And if you're able, we're gonna walk the hands in toward the feet. Shifting the weight onto the feet. And you can either come up with a straight back, or we're gonna roll up through the spine from the bottom to the top. And then we'll step off the mat with the feet together as close as you can, feeling the heels, the both sides of ball of the foot connected into the floor. Magnets between the legs, bolted pelvis, shoulder blades connected to the back, long neck, that energy out the foot centers in opposition to energy out the top of the head. Let's plie, pushing the air down with the arms. Find the back of the thighs to stretch the legs, engage the glutes at the top. Last one. Inhale the shoulders up, exhale them down slowly. Keeping them down, ball of the foot, push the heel down. Keep the pelvis still. One more. After having worked on the transverse abs, let's see if we can use those to help us with the balancing as we go from the ball of the foot to point. Ball of the foot, heel down. One more time. And we'll finish with 4 deep breaths. When you inhale, because we're trying to expand the rib cage, the arms may float out a little bit. If it feels natural, you can do that. If it doesn't, no worries.
We'll leave it there for today. Thank you for joining.